Hello and welcome back to Death for All. We're going to be creating a new character here because my previous one died. Yes, indeed. So we're just going to randomize a couple of times right here, and then we're just going to go straight on in. And we're going to actually be creating Pelisor, and you're going to be seeing a bunch of highlights as we go forward here, because I'm not going to show you the entire process, of course, because showing you the entire process doesn't really make that much sense considering you've basically just seen it. So it's probably going to be a good idea for me to just skip by that. Anyway, hopefully we're going to get a... Does this look like Pelisor? Yeah, I guess. We'll just make him a little bit taller, a little bit heavier, and then we're absolutely fine to go on there. Alright, so we're going to go for scouting bows, and we're going to go for riding medicine. Stuff like that is generally going to be what I'm going to take. And we're also going to be going for some one-handed as well, and I also need some charms, so that's going to be good. We're going to go for age 30 once more, and this is the moment. This is the moment where we are literally going to be attempting very hard right now, very hard to try and get a spouse really, really quickly. So we're going to be calling him Pelisor Plentiful, because let's face it, we want him to have as much plentiful as possible. That's pretty much what I'm going for there. Otherwise, as you can see, absolutely every single thing is going to be on maximum difficulty once more, and here we go. So let me just very quickly show you what I'm going to be speccing into this time, because for me personally, I felt like, hey, you know what? I'm going to find a companion that is going to be good with medicine, so I don't really need to worry about this. But what I would like to worry about is my charm skill. So I'm actually going to be boosting that up maximum as fast as I possibly can, because charm skill right now is going to be extremely important for us. I'm also going to be going for another point in bows, because I'm going to be using bow quite a bit. I hope that I actually have a bow available. No, I have thrown weapons. Yes, well, that's not particularly good, is it? Anyway, we're starting in exactly the same place. Let's see what I can do here. Can I overprice raw materials? Yeah, that's not going to be particularly useful, is it? Alright, so we're taking a pretty big risk here, not because of the criminal rating that we may accrue, but this is definitely something that I haven't tried before in the early game, and I'm thinking, hey, you know what, maybe it's going to be an easy way for us to get some cash. Anyway, we're doing a quest for a gang leader here, and we're going to just go and meet her. Are you ready for the fight? Yes, I am. Or am I? I don't think so somehow. I think I'm probably going to be having some pretty big issues with this. But anyway, let's see how we do. I should have really shot this guy a little bit. But yeah, you're going to pay me a lot then. 1,540 to be exact. But at that price, I agree. No, you know what? I'm going to say no. All right, let's do this. Okay, so this is going to be possibly a mistake. Maybe not a good idea for me to go in here. Oh, hello. Okay, yeah, bear in mind, this is also a very high chance for me to die. Oh, thankfully, we were able to achieve victory. Whew. Okay, as I said, highly risky to try something like this so early on, especially when my combat strength is so incredibly low, and I'm talking about my own personal skill here. Anyway, that was as good a fight as any as I've had. There we go. And oh, wow, she literally only gave me 770. I should have switched sides, shouldn't I? But he did have an overwhelming disadvantage, I believe. So that definitely made a little bit of sense for us to just try and, you know, stay on the side of the winning force, I suppose you could say. Anyway, as you can see, I do have 19 units right now. I actually do have a couple of tribesmen here as well, because I did manage to get into a battle against some desert bandits, but I just auto-resolved against them because there were only 6 of them, so very, very simple, very easy for us to do. And I'm actually looking for a bandit hideout right now. A bandit hideout would be absolutely perfect. Very simple for us to do. As you can see, we're just going to go ahead and do auto resolves for the most part. That is going to get me the quickest level ups, as well as the quickest loot and all that wonderful stuff. So hopefully we're going to continue to gain strength. And I'm very much wanting to do a tournament. A tournament would be extremely useful, or doing one of these tasks. Alright, so I thought you might want to see one of our first battles here. As you can see, I'm actually not fully HP just yet, which is actually kind of bad for me to do. But you know what? I don't really mind too much. As long as I don't get lanced in the face like I did last time, yeah, we should have a pretty easy time of things. However, I am actually hoping that we are going to get maybe a little bit of a, maybe a better horse from this. That's one of the things I'm primarily hoping for, because I don't know whether you've noticed, but I'm actually using a pretty terrible horse right now, and it is making me extremely slow and a huge target on the battlefield right now, because look at this. Look at how fast we can run. It's really not very good, so hopefully I'm going to be able to do something with that. Nice damage against this guy. He just ran straight smack dab into our huge globule of units, and they really just tore him apart. So that's perfectly fine with me. Wonderful. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay, so we're not getting too much here, but we are getting some, well, a cloak. That's pretty much it. And into our first tournament. This is obviously the first tournament just after defeating that group of bandits, and I actually noticed this just appear right now. Very, very worried about this, however, because as I said before, I really do not have any thrown weapon skill. I am actually extremely... Wow, okay, I can't even believe that I took that guy down. Anyway, I'm very much assuming that I'm not going to be able to achieve victory here. Just going to try and dodge this guy. This guy's just a regular unit, so he shouldn't be that difficult, but you know how it is. Sometimes these guys can literally just take you unawares, as we may have seen in the previous series. Well, shall we say not the previous series, but the previous character, let's just say that. Anyway, let me see. I do have some more thrown weapons. Yeah, actually doing tournaments in the Azerai territories is super, super enjoyable for me, or at least I think so, because it does provide you with thrown weapons. Let's just try and avoid this guy. Okay, there we go. Nice little headshot there. And if he's taken any damage whatsoever, we should be... okay, not lucky. Okay, can I actually do a little bit of damage to defeat this palace guard? It's literally a palace guard, someone that protects the Sultan himself. Okay, not a... Ooh, okay. Not a terribly good chance that I was going to win that, but no, apparently we did. Alright, no thrown weapons this time, so I shouldn't have the possibility of getting absolutely murdered from across the battlefield. At least that is the hope. Nice. I just ganged up on the one fellow, because whoever my little friend here is, just trying to help him out as much as we possibly can, so we can just get through to the final round. I'm basically betting every single little bit of money I have as well, because this is pretty much, it's a do or die situation right now, because if I don't do this, I'm going to have to complete the bandit quest, and there are a significant lack of bandits in the area right now, so I'm basically just waiting around trying to find these guys. Unfortunately, very difficult for us to do that, so yeah, anyway, there we go. We were able to actually win. Bronze scale pauldrons were the reward, which is not bad. They're okay, you know, they're fine, but they're not exactly amazing, so kind of a little bit iffy about that. Anyway, we're just going to be purchasing some additional food here. I actually want to get a better horse if I can. This is not the place to purchase it though. I do need to get to one of the villages nearby. That's going to be absolutely perfect for us, but we're going to have to go back to bandit hunting for now. So it's time for us to enter another battle. Oh, that was so close. Alright, yeah, we're entering another battle against some desert bandits here, and as you could quite clearly tell, I was basically on a knife's edge. Ooh, that was so incredibly close. I could have literally just died right then and there, because if I had been a little bit later with my shot, or maybe veering off a little bit away from the damage that was going to be incoming, inevitably, then I would have been on the floor right now. I would have been on the floor, and it would have been a terrible, terrible situation. But yeah, this guy's actually got a really... Look at his weapon. His weapon's actually really good. It's like a cleaver or something like that. I have no idea, but whatever the case, I actually don't have any thrown weapons any further, so this is actually going to be a little bit problematic for me. Maybe. I can only hope that he actually charges back towards my forces and they take care of him. Oh, wow, he's actually taking a small shortcut there. That is not exactly nice of him, but yes. Hopefully my forces... Yes, there we go. Just kill him. Thank you very much. Okay, that's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, we're continuing to try and just take out these various enemies. Ooh, this is actually a really nice sword. Yeah, that's the one that he was actually using, so I'm going to be using that right away. Actually, I could sell it for 1700, but I don't really need cash right now. So I think the best thing that I can do is just go over to the nearby town, sell everything that I have right now. As you can see, we did just complete that task. So that's really nice. Pelisor's leveled up once again, so we have another attribute point to go for. As you can see, I haven't actually spec'd any in polearms right now because I just generally don't have access to polearms that I really badly want to use. So I'm more than likely just going to be spending points in things like social, one-handed, riding, scouting, all these things that are going to be leveling up relatively fast right now. However, that does not exclude the fact that we will definitely be taking some polearm skill in the future. But as you've no doubt seen, it is actually kind of harsh for me to use polearms, especially thrusting polearms, because if you take a look at the the previous episode, let's not even talk about it, but the fact is the previous episode had a rather stark example of what's actually going on with actually dying, and it does provide you a pretty good insight as to why it might not be the best idea to get into melee combat too readily, I suppose you could kind of call it. Anyway, we're going to go straight on into the hideout here, and hopefully we'll be able to complete it. I do have that new weapon as well, so I'm actually really psyched about this. Hopefully we're going to be able to do something rather nice with it. Ooh, it's pretty slow. It's pretty slow, as you might expect. I'm actually kind of considering that we might even lose this. You know what? I'm going to actually tell my infantry to follow me right now. And, yeah, I'm not sure whether I'm actually even going to be able to beat people in actual battle here. As you can see, this one-handed weapon is very slow. Surprisingly slow, in actual fact. I suppose it is supposed to be used on a horse. That's probably what it's for, to be honest. I mean, literally, it was used by a desert bandit who was on a horse, no less. So it might have been a good idea for me to keep my mace, at least for these specific events, but shouldn't have too many difficulties here. If I could get, yeah, nice damage. Look at that. Oh yeah, that was nice. And we don't have to worry too much about my forces dying any further, I don't think, although there are still 7 enemies remaining, so anything could happen. We could end up losing quite a few if the enemy decides to ambush us in some way or another. I'm just going to move forward a little bit here, and here we go. Okay, we got some more people coming in. Yeah, as you can see, there's one. Actually eliminated one of us. Not very nice of that guy, but we are slaughtering his friends, so I suppose it is natural to assume that he's going to be a little bit upset by that. And otherwise, we are just going to continue using the length of this wonderful weapon that I don't think I've ever used, which is rather, shall we say, surprising, confusing, either one of those. And yeah, I'm actually thinking to myself, why didn't I ever use this weapon? It seems so incredibly cool to me, especially something that you can use on horseback with relatively little disadvantage. So I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, wait a minute. I see. I don't fight duels with brigands. I'm going to move away real fast. Okay, yeah, we might have some issues right here because I moved away. Okay, no, please don't, no, this is bad. Oh no, this is bad. Hello there, sir. Can you... Oh, thank you very much, Azari Infantry. You did a wonderful, wonderful thing there. Yes, so I don't know whether you could see that, but with the super speed mod, if you actually have super speed on when you go into the little cutscene there, and you try to cancel it just before you head in to the conversation, it just hangs on a black screen until you actually continue onwards. So that is definitely something to bear in mind, and that is also something, definitely a reason why you want to be a bit careful with using that kind of thing. Oh yeah, by the way, I did actually purchase a horse for 230 gold. Very, very cheap, super nice and easy for us, and we are getting a significant amount of loot from this bandit hideout. Look at that, 3,000 gold as well, so we're now up to 5,310, and I'm going to be on the lookout for some more tasks. Ooh, the army of poachers should be good. Alright, so here we go. We're actually doing the poacher quest, as I said before, and I'm actually going to negotiate with the poachers this time. So I'm going to say maybe we can come to an agreement, and I'm actually going to try this because the one thing that I really want to get is charm skill. I want charm skill very, very quickly. So let's see if I can do this. 55% chance. That was super lucky. Let's try the 70%. There we go. We actually did it. Wonderful. So charm skill is, as I said, the main reason why I'm doing this, because we actually gain significant amounts of it, or we should gain. Yeah, look at that. I went from, I think, 16 to 24 charm skill, so that's absolutely wonderful. Obviously, doing any task whatsoever is actually going to provide you with charm skill, but generally, I wanted to try and get something that was primarily focused around that. So if you were to find the daughter quest, you know, the one where the guy is looking for his daughter, and you need to go and find her, yeah, that's also one that you can potentially do, because you can, you know, use your persuasive language to be able to, you know, deal with the whole problem. Okay, yes, I've got nightmares about the caravan ambush now, so let's just leave that a little bit, shall we? Let's just leave that a little bit, just for now. But what I am going to do is I'm going to be recruiting this person as well. I'm basically just recruiting a bunch of companions. We've got to bear in mind, though, however, I need to find a spouse relatively fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to encounter a bunch of them as soon as possible. Awa is obviously my main target, but she is probably going to be relatively difficult to persuade. So not sure if that's really going to be that useful for us, but we'll try it nevertheless. I really wanted to get to 25 charm. I want to get to 25 charm before we go in here. Yes. I'm not entirely sure how I can do this. I'm gonna need to get another task. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I thought this particular village might have a task for us. Train troops. Okay, yeah, we can definitely train troops, but I don't have enough space. Alright, so we're going to have to do something about that. Let's just get rid of 5 of these guys, and then we'll just train them real fast. Alright, so another bandit hideout is certainly our port of call here. The main reason why we're doing this is because we obviously have 2 companions, and what is the best way of gaining gear early on? Well, bandit hideouts are one of the best ways, and then apart from that, obviously you can win some tournaments, and then you can obviously purchase some gear if you want to, but yes, generally I have found that doing this is actually pretty good. Yeah, because as you could no doubt tell, I mean, my chest piece and my helmet both came from the bandit hideout. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Let's try and do a little bit more here, because you can see that we have Kana the Prince, and we also have Soren the Accursed. And I'm basically just recruiting random companions right now. Not because they can take over for me, but because they generally have the ability to level up. They have the ability to wear much more powerful gear than regular units might be able to, and we might be able to even just, you know, use our spare equipment on someone that is potentially going to be worth it. But we've also got to bear in mind that these companions are very much temporary. In my opinion, at least. It's going to be very unlikely that they're going to survive much longer than well, us or any other NPC for that matter, because we literally, you know, well, you know, everyone seems to be dying very, very quickly here, so we do need to be very careful about that, and that is obviously one of the main reasons why we can't invest too much effort in leveling them up. We've got to be very careful with them as well, so we can't just throw them into the fire and expect them not to get burned, and so on. So any single time we are in a situation where we could potentially end up losing, we've got to take that with a grain of salt. We have to make sure that we're not heading into potential death situations like this one, for example, because that's what's really funny about this. If we actually go in here and these bandits are actually capable of inflicting killing blows, which they are, we know they are 100% capable of that. So that is obviously something that is very... Oh, are you serious right now? Did I literally just get murdered? Yes, I did. Okay, well, that's actually not entirely bad, because my forces are actually going to live. But I could have died, okay? I literally could have died from that, and that just shows how impressive the AI can sometimes be. I mean, that's the point. I don't even have RBM installed, okay? I don't even have RBM installed. I could have it installed, and that would make it even more powerful than it is right now. But look at what I'm actually getting here. Look at this. Look at these fantastic pieces of gear right now. And this is all relatively easy to get, and we can also get this horse as well, which is going to be super nice. So what I'm actually going to do is we're just going to take a quick look at what he has available. Okay, he's a one-handed user, so we don't really need to worry about this. He also doesn't have that much riding skill at all. No, he has very little riding skill. And what about Soren? She is a bow user, so yeah, we are going to have to get her a bow. And she's also an engineer too, so yeah, that's absolutely fine. So we're just going to take the rest here. So that was basically useless for them, but that was actually pretty good for me because I completed the Brigand's quest, and I was able to get some pretty nice money as well, because we're going to be able to sell our various gear that we had as well. And actually, wait a minute. Did we replace something actually? No, we were already wearing this, but we replaced my helmet. So I should probably give this to someone. I guess I'll give this to Kana. He's our second in command, I guess, because we got him first, I suppose. That kind of makes sense. Otherwise, we're just going to be selling all of this and selling all of that. Actually, you know what? Wait a minute. There's one thing that I forgot to do. These things should go on Kana as well. And, oh, actually, he has better boots there. But here's the thing. These things are literally like some of the worst that you can possibly get in the game. So, yeah, they're not really going to be that useful for us, but it's all good. Well, look who it is. It's not Awa. No, it's not Awa, but we did run into a female vassal that I'm thinking, hey, you know what? Let's try it out, right? Let's try it out. Let's see if we can actually do something here. Unfortunately, this is not looking particularly good. 81. I'll go for the 81%, but it's highly unlikely I'm going to be able to do this. 81. Okay, another 81. Yes, okay. This seems pretty good for me. Wait a minute. Yes, okay, we actually did it. Whew. Alright, this is actually pretty good because I think I've now leveled up my charm skill. Wonderful. So we're going to go for that +3 renown whenever a tournament is won, because I'm actually going to need to get that pretty quickly. We're also going to go for some more hit points, as I said before. I think going for hit points is pretty good. I should probably get another focus point in athletics as well. That's going to be pretty helpful for us, or useful, or crucial for us in some aspects. Anyway, I'm basically just going to wait here for a little bit of time while she's in there, and we're just going to continue, well, I don't want to say stalking, but we are basically going to be stalking her now, because we just want to speak to her as fast as we possibly can, and well, that requires us to be right next to her, doesn't it? Okay, here we go. Alright, this is not good. These are very low chances. 71? Oh, no. Okay, that is not good. Yeah, she's unaffected. That is really, really bad. I'm totally sorry. It is not practical for us to be married. Yeah. So now this basically shows me that if I were to have gone for Awa, it would have been a surefire failure. So this really makes me consider, you know what? We're going to wait. We're going to have to wait because we need to get my charm skill up. So the best way, what is the best way to get your charm skill up? Well, apart from early game, doing tasks and so on and so forth. Oh, Kanar actually literally just won the tournament. That is very funny. Did he actually win money? No, he didn't win any money. Well, yes, you're not particularly useful, are you, sir? Well, I mean, actually, he is very useful, considering he actually just won us a free helmet. But, I actually wanted to win it myself, all things considered. Oh well, never mind. I guess that's absolutely fine. He is a very, very good duelist as well, by the way, so that is obviously something to bear in mind. But yes, unfortunate that we weren't actually able to take part in it, because that was actually my main plan there. I was just going to wait there for some time. I was then going to go into the tournament, see if I could win it, and so on. Heavy Warlord Pauldrons are actually here. Alright, well, let's see whether we can restore ourselves this time. I mean, technically, if I wanted to be safe about this, I could pretty much just wait outside the town. I don't really have any enemies right now, so don't really have to worry too much about that, but who knows? Maybe Canar is going to win the tournament once again. Highly unlikely he is going to, but you never know. Next day, I'm going to go straight on in whether I have full HP or not. Let's go straight on in at 85. There we go. All right, that sounds pretty good to me. And we're going to win some nice money if we are actually able to achieve victory. Who knows? But these heavy Warlord Pauldrons are some of the best that I think I've seen. So this is going to be pretty useful for us. Oh, nice. We've got some thrown weapons too, as I've said before. Azariah territory is some of the best tournaments in my opinion. If you are a thrown weapon person like I am, I do like the thrown weapons quite a bit. Generally you are going to be able to win quite easily even if you don't have any thrown weapon skill, which is really funny actually. Haha. You know what I was imagining just then? You know what I was imagining just then? I was imagining me saying, oh yes, you're able to win quite easily, and then getting myself killed very promptly after that. Yes, I was wholeheartedly assuming that was going to happen. Are you serious, sir? Okay, I'm going to have to run away from this. I really wish I'd actually taken that movement speed now. Maybe I should have taken the movement speed instead of the HP. I mean, instead of the movement speed because that maybe would have made more sense. Oh no, are you serious? Okay, I think I might actually be through to the next round anyway. Aha, yes, I am qualified for the next round, but that was somewhat problematic. Okay, yeah, that is exactly what can happen very easily if you are, you know, if your teammate is eliminated relatively fast. That's really bad, but yes, thankfully this guy seems to be having a pretty terrible time with me right now. That's wonderful. And hopefully we can just gang up on the last opponent. Yes, they're getting a bit of a taste of their own medicine now, aren't they? Yes, very, very good. Alright, there we go. Bear in mind, winning tournaments now is basically going to be the main way that I level up my clan tier, because obviously that is what we need to become a vassal. And that is the main thing that I was actually going to say is one of the best ways to level up your charm skill. Absolutely the best way to level it up. And you may think, oh, why is that? If you're not, you know, fully aware of these things, but in my opinion at least, becoming a vassal, getting influence by doing battles, literally just do battles and all that stuff, get as much influence as you can, preferably over 100 or over the maximum amount that you need to be able to vote on things with the most sway, so the most power that you have available to you, and then vote on something. Vote on a fief that has just been taken, vote on a policy, vote on anything that you can, and your charm skill is going to skyrocket. Obviously, bear in mind, I'm not aware of the more secret methods, quote unquote, of leveling your charm skill, so there are going to be some other ways. Drop them down in the comments. Hey, drop them down in the comments if you have a really, really good way to level up charm skill, apart from the way that I've just you know, documented or, you know, referenced, then by all means let me know, because, you know, other people are probably going to want to know. I will probably want to know as well. It's going to be pretty useful for me specifically as well, and we're going to need to level up these troops relatively fast, although I do have 48 days remaining, so we shouldn't have too many problems with that. Anyway, needs help with brigands. I'll probably be doing that, but for this particular episode, we're going to end it off here because, as I've said before, we're kind of doing a bit of a highlights reel sort of thing, and so it does take me a lot longer to actually record these than in comparison if I were to show absolutely everything, of course. So anyway, I'm just going to edit this all down, and hopefully you're going to enjoy this new format. I don't know whether it's actually any good, but let me know how you feel about that too, and otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.